Great. Okay. There are so many different forms to advertising. Most popular forms today are digital. The rest that you see on this list are more like your traditional forms of marketing. So radio broadcasts, billboards, those kind of things. But we see a huge shift in the culture today, more to digital. Today specifically, we're going to dive into digital advertising. And then later on, we'll focus on some of those other things. All right, so the second avenue is organic social. So another great way of capturing leads is through social posts. So again, we have Meta, which is your Facebook and Instagram, your TikTok, X or Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Threads, are all great examples of different social networks out there that you can start posting. Consistent and regular posting will help with your brand recognition. And then there are also social networks that are way more popular right now. TikTok, for example. So a few stats for you. 55% of TikTok users have bought something after seeing a brand on an app. That's a huge number. So really the power of social, organic social is just as effective to capturing new leads as advertising is. Social is a crucial part for business for generating leads. We're not going to dive into that today. Actually, in 2 weeks, we're going to dive into all about organic social and how to use that effectively. But just know that it's another avenue for capturing lead gen. The last one is networking, events, word of mouth. So these are really great ways of capturing leads. Think of these as more of your long-term funnel strategy. So you're typically wanting to do webinars, workshops, trade shows, those kind of things more down the funnel. So spending your weekends, at those farmer markets. Reputation management is also a really great one. So the more reviews and word of mouth, the easier it is to sell to other people. So great avenues for capturing lead gen. I'm also going to try and keep an eye on the chat too. Oh, yep. Sorry, Dan, I did not see your message. But yes, converting is also crucial, but we got to get the leads in first. And Pinterest, those networks, they're not in any given particular order. But just know that there's different ways and avenues that you can post for social and for advertising. But before we start capturing leads, we have to understand our consumer. So we're actually going to be talking about how to capture your average consumer. So first we want to understand social users. So social media users, even for advertising here digitally. 84% of social media users are aged between 18 and 29. More than 33% of the total population is on social media on a daily basis, which is kind of equivalent to 151 minutes. So this is the amount of time internet users spend on social media, and it's becoming increasingly higher over time. So what does all of this mean? Really, it means that your target audience is online. They're using social every single day, and with the market oversaturated with posts and ads, the attention span of our consumers are decreasing day by day. So we're going to talk about attention spans. So these are some stats for attention spans. So 1.3 seconds. So when it comes to watching ads, Gen Z loses their focus after 1.3 seconds. That's extremely fast. 12 seconds is the attention span of millennials, while Gen Z typically taps out at around 8 seconds. 9 seconds is the attention span of a goldfish, whereas 10 to 20 seconds is an average page visit for less than a minute. Users often leave web pages after the first 10 to 20 seconds. So knowing that the attention span is less than a goldfish typically, we need to captivate and hook our leads fast and effectively. You also need to understand the type of content that most users are engaging with in your market, so that it can allow you to create powerful and captivating content so that you can gain their attention and interest. With that, what I typically use is what we call the 6 pillars of attention. So with the 6 pillars of attention, you have inclusion, help, new, reward, status, and emotions. So we're actually going to dive into each of these pillars so we can kind of start to unravel how we use these pillars of attention. So the first one is going to be emotions. We want to evoke emotions with our consumers. So according to studies, up to 95% of purchases are made from the stomach and heart. So emotions can range from happiness, humor, anger, sadness, etc. When we buy, we do it moved by emotion. And in most cases, there's a justification behind that. So just know emotion is the biggest driver for justification. So we know people like Flo from Progressive, who doesn't know her, everyone knows that ad campaign. You had the Coca-Cola choose happiness. You have Nike just do it. And then you also have some different ads to provoke some of that sadness there. I'm kind of keeping an eye on the chat in the waiting room. So this is the first one, just emotions, and we'll talk about later.
They're on here.
Oh, hey, Andy. Okay, so now we're gonna do status. So status, this is where people like to show off. So status can be anything to some people, or status can be everything to some people. So with influencers on the rise, people are yearning for luxurious, big, new. For luxurious brands or high-end apparel, this strategy can be very effective. So we're actually going to watch real quick a quick little ad teaser for a luxurious shoe brand. So these, again, are really great, effective ways to highlight a status of something. I'm gonna wait for that to end so we can kind of start to see it. Great. And this is actually a shoe brand that I worked with. So this is some photography and videos that we did here. So really effective when you have high-end luxurious brands. All right, let's talk about new. So to spark the interest of your consumer, you want to offer them something new or surprising. Check out our new collection. This is our new product. We're going to offer a huge discount on something popular. So new is an easy and quick way to gain interest, whether, again, you're expanding to services and offers. It can be a great way to capture new leads and get your current customers to buy from you. Remember where I said earlier, where we typically find someone in the funnel of our buying process. Typically, when we're going to be offering new, it's not going to be that top of funnel. We probably really want to try and hit that mid to end funnel with our current customers, really trying to elevate and establish that relationship with our customers. The next is inclusion. So make your customers feel like they're a part of something, a part of your brand. So you can see, get your VIP today. You're an unclaimed VIP. Here's a discount, or even join our membership. So another great way, again, for people who have made coaching services, webinars, membership courses, or even, like a reward system, for example. The next one is reward. So this is a great one to reward your consumers that are frequent buyers, show them that they're appreciated. So we know Starbucks, at least I do, I'm a really big fan of their point system. You can give 20, get 20. We also know, Domino's rewards as well. So again, think about where we want to present rewards in that funnel process. Typically, it's going to be the beginning, if you're going to do like a give to get, and sort of that mid to end funnel too. So another really great way to evoke a buyer. And then help. So making the life of your potential buyer easier. So we're going to offer them something. So here's some examples. We have manage your chronic pain. Here's a prescription, a webinar. So really at the end of the day, how is this going to help them solve for a challenge, a pain, a goal that they need? So highlight what they're missing, what the value and benefit is going to be to them. So now that we've kind of discussed the 6 pillars, how do we create an offer with that? So how do we know which pillars to choose? Obviously, not all pillars are suitable for every type of consumer. So like I said earlier, the reward strategy isn't always going to be applicable to a first-time buyer, as it's to drive those consumers further down the funnel. Yet a lot of the times we see users and companies using it for top of funnel. So these are some questions that we can think about. So how does this benefit the type of consumer? So why would your product benefit them? When would it benefit them? And why does the information stick with your potential and buyer consumer? Which values are important to them? So which values, sorry, I'm just mute real quick. Okay. And then which, like I said, which values are important to them? And then when are consumers going to be sharing your brand story? So we need to think about consumers first and base decisions on the things that make them different. So before choosing, ask yourself some of these questions so you can craft the perfect offer for your end user. All right, let's build together. So we're actually going to dive into some advertising. But first, we're going to go over a business scenario. So our example today is going to be a fitness training group. Our goal is to get new leads. And then our ideal client is, going to be between the age of 20 and 40, all genders, and they're really just wanting to switch up to a healthier lifestyle. And then we're going to offer a free consultation. And the goal of this offer. So our goal is to get them to hire a trainer after their free consultation. So what to expect, the call will go over their needs and wants. And then at the end, the trainer is going to send them an assessment. So the client gets a roadmap of where that trainer can get them to. So I'm going to switch to an ad. So first and foremost, the question I get a lot is, what type of copy should I be using? How do I get good copy? And then how can I get good graphics? So we're going to walk through AI today. And so with AI is really big nowadays, and it's a perfect place to start to kind of craft an offer. So we're going to switch gears. I'm going to show you my Chat GPT. So for those of you who are not familiar with Chat GPT, it's an AI-based tool, very powerful for helping create really effective copy for this example. So I told Chat GPT, create a Facebook ad description for my fitness business. Here's what I'm going to be offering. I took in that offer from the slide you just saw. I want it short because remember, we know that the attention span of our consumers are really low. And yes, Pam, AI means artificial intelligence. It's a great call out. And then I also know that it's kind of the beginning of the year, so I want them to add in how they can start the new year right since it's the beginning of the year. So this is what ChatGPT gave me. So kickstart your fitness journey this new year, free personal consultation, limited time offer. So right there, I know what I'm about to receive. Ready to transform your health and fitness goals into reality. We're here to guide you every step of the way. Begin 2024 with a commitment to your well-being. And then we have what's included, why wait, embrace the new year with confidence and claim your free consultation. So I think still that this is a little too long, knowing that our attention span and we got to hook someone within less than 2 seconds. I'm probably going to take this entire thing and probably take out some fluff in this area here. Personally, I want to make it short, simple, and to the point. So if we go to ads, so in your, if you don't already have this, you can create a business ads manager, and this is where you'll create your ads. So we're going to create a campaign today together, and you have campaign objectives here. So you have awareness, traffic, engagement, leads, promotion and sales. We're trying to generate leads, and through that, giving them a free consultation. So we're actually going to choose leads. But the other one I would say is the next popular one is traffic. If you're really just trying to generate a lot of views, impressions, call to actions as far as like landing page views, this is a good one. However, most of the time you're going to want to be doing a lead campaign. So I personally like to do the manual lead. I don't want to do the recommended settings. So I'm always going to choose manual. I encourage everyone else to do that, especially for those who are not as familiar with ads and building them. You want to start to learn by doing it manually. So as we start to see, some things are going to pop up. One, naming conventions. You'll hear me talk about that throughout. Really important that we're naming this. So we know it's going to be a free consultation lead ad. Oops, lead ad here. And then all this can kind of stay the same. I usually just keep this default. And then I'm gonna hit next. Again, I want to make sure that my naming conventions are super solid, especially if I'm gonna have multiple different ads running. I need to know what I have running. And then you have your conversions. So you can have multiple ways that you're gonna pull in that lead. So we're actually gonna talk about two today. One is forms inside of Facebook. The other one we're going to talk about through a landing page inside of Progreda. So in this example, we're going to stick with forms so that I can show you what it looks like to build out a form. And then I do not like the audience, so we're going to change that in a second. But this is where you can establish your budget too. So you can do daily or lifetime, depending on how long you want to run ads, will be dependent on which one you choose here. So if you just want to run some, you have really no end date, I would just do a daily budget and just factor that into maybe a monthly cost. Or if you know what, I just want to run a month ad and I only want to spend $500, this is what you can do. I will say right here, right now, budgets. That's another question I get a lot. I think a healthy ad spend is $1,500 when you're first starting with advertising. The reason being is the more money you put in at the beginning, the faster Facebook is going to pull your data in front of as much audience as possible. Every single ad that goes live goes into what's called learning mode. So basically, Facebook is trying to learn which audience to put you in front of. And so when you have a limited budget, it takes a lot longer for you to get out of that as you have a larger budget. You can always switch to a smaller budget after, but if you really want quick, effective leads and have an idea of who's clicking on your leads, who's interacting with your leads, you'll want a higher budget there. Yes, $1,500 per month. Yes, not daily, not daily. It's a good call out. 1,500 per month there. And then you can set your date range as well here. And then this is where you'll start to do your audience. Now, Facebook has originally come out with an advantage audience. I'm not 100% sold on it yet. So I'm going to tell you to go back to the original audience. So that way you can come in here and focus on those interests and who you want to target. So I'm going to leave this broad because I'm a fitness trainer that does stuff over computers. So I don't need to be focused in a region. But if you are selling an actual product, or service at a specific location, then you'll just want to put in your location. Typically, a good mileage is anywhere from 10 to 50, depending on where you live. Age range, you can see earlier we said we want 20 to 40. So this is where we're going to switch that to 20 to 40. I want all genders. And then my detailed targeting, I want to find people who are interested in fitness. So I can start to type in fitness. I want people who obviously are interested in physical fitness, maybe even wellness. I want people who want a healthier lifestyle. So I can start to put in wellness here, and I want to choose health and wellness. You can even do like wellness coach for people who are interested in that as well. There's lots that you can do here, but we'll keep it broad for today's purposes. So when I do that, you can see that it's broadening my audience to over the millions. So again, really great in my opinion, instead of the advanced audience, so that we can really hone in and focus on who you want. And then eventually you'll be able to uh, refine this as you start to get those metrics in. All right, now we're going to hit next. And we're going to, again, naming conventions. We want everything to flow together. That's okay, it's a typo. We're also going to select the Facebook page or Instagram account that we're going to want here. And then we're going to create an ad. So you have a few options here. You have single image or video and carousel. So another question I usually get is what type of content should I put out there? Knowing that the attention span is very quick for our consumer, we could do a single graphic with some text on that graphic. I will say that video content does usually work the best across multiple, if not all, industries. And we can thank our friend TikTok for that. Now that TikTok is such a big platform, it's really driving that content, the video content as a driver for what a lot of people want to engage with. So I highly suggest if you have videos, either of yourself, reviews, or of that product or service, definitely utilize that first. If not, carousel is usually a pretty good bet. So you'll want to add in a couple different photos here. And then you'll have your primary text. So again, like I said, we're going to paste that text from ChatGPT here. I think this is still too long, given that our attention span is really short. So I'm actually going to want to get rid of some of this fluff, like I said earlier. So I want to get rid of all of that. And I think this is okay for now, just to test some things out. So it's clear as what they're getting, what's included, why they shouldn't wait, and to claim their free consultation. And then you have now AI here in Meta as well. So you can even continue to refine it here if you want. And then our call to action, we obviously want them to book. So we want our call to action to be to book that free consultation. And now forms. So now we want to talk about how to create a form inside of Facebook. So you have your form type. You can add in like an intro image, a headline. So usually it's fill out your info to book now kind of thing. And then questions. So we want just general questions. So you see email and full name. I actually like to delete the full name because I know if I'm using Progreda, I'm going to want to Facebook form field map over, and it's just easier if we do first name and last name. So we're actually going to add in first name, last name. And then I also want the phone number. So I want the email and the phone number, and maybe I'll just put email here. So those are just the standard questions that I want. I just want your standard information. You'll put in your privacy policy from your website, and then you'll create that form. Can you recommend where we can get video footage? If you don't have video footage for your own brand, you can use like stock videos. Canva is a really great app that you can use, Adobe Stock, Unsplash. Those are some websites where you can get kind of stock videos. But I'd encourage you to try and get your own video, whether it's hiring a videographer or if it's going to be like you talking, maybe even get a ring light with your iPhone or your Android and post a video that way. Most ring lights also have where you can put your phone in it. So I'd highly recommend something of that nature. And it also depends on your audience and age. So most younger audiences, so those young millennials, those Gen Zs, they want more authenticity type content and posts. So where you can be on your phone just talking and being authentic, they like that. Whereas the older, they kind of like things more buttoned up, more professional looking. So hopefully that helps, but you can either hire someone to get footage for you, or you can use some stock videos. All right, so I'm not going to save this right now because I don't have the privacy policy and all that, but this is where you would start to create that form, and then we would select that form in our ad, and then we would publish that ad. Once we publish, it goes live. So that's kind of your gist on how to create a Facebook ad. I say Facebook, this will also pull into Instagram as long as you connect your Instagram account into your ads manager. So now let's talk about Progreda. In the chat, can you tell me, put a 1 if you are using Progreda today, put a 2 if you are not. Good to know. It's like split 50-50. Ah, you're using Apollo. Okay, you're using Apollo for lead gen. I am familiar with Apollo. I've used it too. But Progreda, so for those of you who are not using Progreda, never heard of Progreda, Progreda is an all-in-one marketing platform tool. This is where you can have like CRM functionality. So being able to conversate with leads multiple different ways. So email, text, Facebook, Instagram DMs, Google My Business chats, etc. You have pipelines and opportunities that you can manage. So it's a great way to kind of manage where your leads at and to be able to nurture them throughout your buying process. You have marketing capabilities, so you can create websites, landing pages, and funnels. We'll walk through that in just a second, as well as email marketing, email campaigns. There's the possibilities are pretty much endless. Progreda pretty much handles all of your marketing needs in one place. So highly effective for that throughout your entire funnel. So top of funnel all the way to end of funnel, being able to pull in new leads and nurture customers that you have today. You have memberships like Kajabi in there. You're good, Heidi. You have membership, courses, communities, all of that inside of Progreda. So there's a lot that can be done. So highly encourage you to check it out. I'll put a link in at the end where you can go and check out Progreda. But we're actually going to jump into Progreda, and I'm going to walk you through 2 avenues inside of Progreda. One is, okay, I have the form on my ad. Now, how do I communicate and nurture them inside of the system? And then maybe we want to do a call to action. We want to do a landing page where we capture and embed a form from Progreda on there. And basically, you would just put in your website, your landing page option down actually here. There would be another text saying what your URL is. So that's the difference between form and website on the ads here. So we're going to take a second and we're going to walk through that. All right, so it's going to be a video. All right, so now we're going to discuss how, if y'all can't hear this, let me know in the chat, how to utilize Progreda for advertising. So like I discussed just a second ago, you have 2 options for advertising as far as how you want to capture your lead. So do you want to do a form inside of Facebook, or do you want to do a landing page in Progreda with an embedded form where people submit their information? So I'm going to walk you through both options and how to do it inside of Progreda. So inside of Progreda, if you go down to settings and click on that, scroll down, you'll find the integrations button on your left-hand side. In here, this is the integrations page. You can see here in this example, Facebook has expired. So you'll want to connect your Facebook. When you do that, it's going to pop up in your Facebook. You're going to select the right Facebook page and advertising that you want here. When you do connect that, you can come over here to Facebook form builds mapping. You're going to see a little error pop up. That's okay. Basically, what it's going to do is the form that we just created inside of the ads would be here, the name of it would be here. And essentially you're just mapping over the fields. So remember, I just showed you how we're gonna change it to first name, last name, email, and phone number that we want to capture inside the ad. You're telling Progreda that you want those custom fields mapped over. So you want to map over that person's first name, last name, email, and phone number to match Progreda's fields. So that's really what form field mapping is. It's essential that you come over here and map that information over because some people want to qualify certain individuals before they actually reach out. So maybe you ask a couple of different questions to really identify key areas that would make them a good fit or solution for whatever you're offering. So with that being said, you can also come in here and create those custom fields and map them inside of Progreda. So it's really important that you do that first if you're going to be doing a form inside of Facebook. So that's option one. Once you're done with this, you're going to head over to automations. You're going to start a new automation from scratch. I'm going to walk you very quickly 1,000-foot view on automation. So you have your triggers and then your little plus signs are your actions. So we obviously want to know when someone submits a Facebook form. So we're going to type in Facebook. We're going to select that. If I were to leave this here and let's just say it multiple ads, multiple forms, that would mean any Facebook form that gets submitted, all those actions are going to occur. So we always want to filter set. We want to identify the form that we're doing. The other thing, this is a really just preference for me. I'm really big on naming conventions. Put your form name here. So that way, when you're coming in here to look quickly, if you have to edit or add, you know exactly where the form is. Same for your naming convention of the automation. So this would be Facebook lead form name, and then we're going to send out SMS, email, and maybe tag the contact. So be sure to really structure your names so that way it's really easy to edit, tweak, and find the automations for future reference. So once you have that trigger, you're going to obviously add actions. There's so many different actions that can occur, whether it's you're adding a contact tag. So this is a really great option when you are doing multiple different lead forms. So you'll want to do Facebook lead ad. So that way you can at a later date see how many leads came from advertising, from social, from maybe a webinar or networking or whatever the case may be. It's really easy to differentiate where your leads came from. That way you can make future business decisions when it comes to your next round and where you want to put your dollars. The other thing that you can do is communicate. So sending out emails, SMS, messenger DMs, however you're communicating and capturing that, you can communicate right back to that. You can also do other custom things such as, webhooks, if else waits. We won't get into the nitty gritties of those. If anyone's curious, Progreda has a really great support team and onboarding team that can help you navigate this portion of the tool. But just at a high level, you get your Facebook form lead mapped, and then you come in here and you want to select your Facebook as your trigger and then your actions that you want to take. The actions I typically see again are adding that contact tag and then sending that SMS and email and then sending out an internal notification to myself. I want to know when I get a lead in. I want to know where they're at in the process so you can send internal notifications to yourself or to anyone on your team. So that's it when it comes to Facebook form lead ads in Progreda. Now we're going to switch gears and talk about funnel, call to actions, landing pages. So a lot of people call them different things, but landing page and funnel, they're the same thing for those who are sort of new in this space. I'm also going to give you 1,000-foot view on funnels. You can come over here to sites on the left-hand side, funnels, and then you can start creating from blank. When you're creating from blank, there's just a few things that I want to highlight that you have capabilities to do. So automatically, you're going to see this pop-up bar. You're going to create your sections. So I want a full width section. I'm going to add a row. I just want one piece of content here. And maybe that's my headline. So, free consultation, for example. But then I also want to add in my calendar and maybe a picture of myself or, whatever the case may be. And I just added one row, my bad, hold on. See how easy that is to customize? So full width, I want to add 2 rows. I want to add an image here, maybe about myself or what I'm offering. And then maybe I just want to add in a form. I just want to grab that form and be able to grab that person's information. Obviously, there's other levels of customization here with the background, colors, fonts, all that great stuff. The one thing I do want to cover are the elements. So there's lots of different elements that you can pull into your funnel. So text, headlines, subheadlines, paragraphs, forms, calendars, buttons, blog posts, image sliders, videos, image FAQs. You can do custom coding, so JavaScript, HTML, etc. You can pull in your survey calendars, maps, reviews. The options are pretty much endless here. So get familiar with this. If you're not very familiar, go in, play around with it, build some stuff, practice. That's how you're going to get really good at building some of these things out. Okay, so this is the 1,000-foot view of a landing page. Now we're going to go look at a fully built landing page and what it looks like when we enter in our information. So here's my book your free consultation, take your service you're offering to the next level. I'm going to go ahead and do that here. We're going to pull in my info. Please don't take my cell phone. And then I'm going to hit submit. Oh, I got to accept the terms. I'm gonna hit submit and it's gonna take me to a booking page, but crap, I'm way too busy right now. I do not have time to schedule. I'll come back to this later. Look what's gonna happen with Progreda. All right, we can see that I got an email. Don't forget to book your appointment. Put in dummy information like fitness company name. Hey, Morgan, don't forget to book your free consultation. We'll take this time to go over your needs and goals and then provide an assessment back to you. And then obviously you would want to put in your calendar link so that the person can click and book. So the perfect example how you can nurture your leads as they come through, which is why most of the time we want to start with a form first versus just the calendar. Obviously, there are multiple ways to do this. You can just go with the calendar. You could do the form in the calendar, maybe just a form, and then send, a qualifying survey through an email or text. So there's lots of different ways and steps. The best advice that I can give from the hundreds of businesses and other agencies that I've worked with and helped in the past is really just mapping out your pipeline journey. So when a lead comes through, no matter where they're coming through, what steps do they have to take in order for you to qualify them to sell to them or to provide a service or product? That right there will be the foundation for how you build out Progreda and how you move your leads seamlessly through the process. So highly encourage, highly recommend that. And so those are the two ways in Progreda that you can work with advertising to do lead form capture through either form filled mapping or a funnel. All right, so we kind of learned today with advertising how to capture your consumer, also the different ways that you can do that inside of Progreda. So with the next 15-20 minutes, I really kind of just want to open it up to some questions in just a second. The other thing that I'll say is with this, I'm going to actually give you all that funnel that you saw for free, and as well as a free SOP on how to create an ads manager, or if you already have one, how to set up your ads to begin with. So I'm going to drop a link in just a second, so that way y'all can take advantage of that free funnel and that free SOP. I'm actually gonna have y'all book with me. So this will allow y'all to get that free funnel if my computer will work, and we can go over any other questions that you have. So I'm actually going to drop this in the chat now, so that way if you want your free funnel and your SOP that you saw in the slide, you can do that. You can book now. I also got permission to give y'all a free 30-day trial for those who are not using Progreda. You can go in there, start using it. This is also great if you want to get onboarding, and you can get support and build all this stuff and get your new funnel in there. So for those who are not on Progreda, that'd be a great way. And then also book with me, so that way you can get your free funnel, your free SOP. We can talk about some things about your business, and really would love just to give you any strategy that you kind of want offline. So want to offer that for free for everyone on this call today too. So that's it for the gist of it. I'm going to stop my screen share. Would love to just take the next, 10, 15, 20 minutes and open it up for any questions.
I'm sorry, I have a question right quick.
Yep.
This is Shawnee. I kind of, I guess I missed, how do I get that, I guess, consultation with you, or the free funnel and all that? How do I get that? I see the two links. There's one that says is it progreda.com webinar, and the other one says free trial. I don't understand which is which.
Yep. So the webinar link, that first link is where you can book with me to get your free funnel and SOP. So I'll give it to you on a call together. And then the second link is for those who do not have Progreda today but want to trial it out. I can give you all a 30-day trial for Progreda.
Kidoki. And would you be able to tell us the price of Progreda?
Yes, I believe the starting price, and Mariah Carr, correct me if I'm wrong, is $3.99 a month. Is like the standard, I think the lowest plan. And
Okay.
then I think it goes up to like $7.99 or something like that. But typically, if you're a business owner, I think the $3.99 would be a great start. And with that free, I believe with that link to get a free trial, you can probably look at the pricing and everything on there too.
And is it a something where you have to do a contract for a certain amount of time in order to do it, or is it month to month?
Nope. To my knowledge, it's month to month. So if you decide to quit any day, that is completely up to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions about advertising? How to do it?
Okay, I have a question.
Mhm.
If you get a Prograda platform, are you the one going to do all these technology things behind the scene, or you are going to get a team to help you to do it?
You have both options available to you. So option one is typically when you get an account with Progreda, you'll get an onboarding specialist who will walk you through the platform, how to use it, how to build all the things that you do. And Mariah Carr, also correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that most, if not all, pricing plans come with what we call like a snapshot of, certain funnels and automations to kind of get you started with Progreda. So it's not just like an empty shell. So I think that's option one. Option two is Sage Creatives, myself, we're the marketing team for Progreda. So if you want us to go in there and build some extra things out, landing pages, start your ads, stuff like that, we can absolutely do that.
How much does it cost?
How much does which cost?
If I get a team to help me to build the Prograda behind the scene, how much do you have to pay, monthly payment, or how much do you pay in the month?
Yeah, it usually depends. A typical like account build outside of what you have. I believe our lowest one is $250, just a one-time fee to go in there and set up general things. And I think if you want like an advanced setup, I want to say it's $500 dollars. Advertising we do for $16.50 a month. Just to give y'all some transparency there. But yeah, it really just depends. I will say though, the onboarding team and what you get with your plan when you start is actually a ton of valuable information. So you got a lot of automations to get you started. They walk you through how to connect everything. So you're actually pretty good to go with Progreda's onboarding team when you sign up for an account.
An onboarding team, to how much do you pay a month?
You don't pay for your onboarding team. That's included with your subscription to Progreda. So you get an onboarding team.
Quick question.
Yep.
So for the advertising, the stuff that you were showing in the demonstration, like how to do the Facebook through the Progreda, that particular you guys would do that for the 1600, meaning that we wouldn't have to do any of that. You would be doing the marketing, but
Correct.
then but I have to add the $1,500 though, so it'll be 1600 for your service for your labor plus $1,500 a month for the marketing.
That's what we recommend. Yes.
Okay.
So we'll go in there and help you. We don't, I will say though, the 1650 covers pretty much all digital advertising. So that'd be Google, Meta, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you want to. Typically, we'll also provide that strategic guidance though. Depending on what your business is, what you're selling, we'll tell you, hey, these are the platforms that would be best to run ads on, because at the end of the day, we don't want to put you on a platform where it's not going to make sense. So a good example of that is Meta is pretty much a pretty good solid price point for really anything that you're selling. Whereas TikTok, you're probably really going to want to focus more on an actual product, because we know that TikTok's algorithm is really pushing the TikTok shop. So if you're not selling a physical product, we probably would never advise you to do a TikTok ad. So we'll kind of give you that strategic guidance and advice on, hey, here's what you have, here's what you're doing, here's the platforms that would best serve you. Yes, thank you, Willie, for the pricing page. I usually don't deal much with the pricing on the actual plans. Yeah. Any other thoughts or questions from anyone else?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm wondering if there's any way you can organically create Google Ads or blogs,
What do you mean organically?
where you don't really have to pay for that advertising.
Yeah, that's probably more. So in about 2 weeks, I'm going to be diving into organic social and how to use that for advertising. Oh, great. And also, if you want to learn more about Progreda in general, outside of advertising, you can actually book with Rose, who's part of Progreda's team. But for organic advertising, meaning I want to try and find leads without putting dollars behind that, social media will be your best place. So come back in 2 weeks. We'll send out another email to everyone. I'm actually going to dive in on how to do that effectively and how to capture leads through social without having to put a dollar amount behind it.
Sounds good. All right.
But yeah, to your question, no to Google. You have to pay Google ads. Blogs is a great way to increase that brand awareness through a website. Typically is where I see blogs, or you can have like community groups, for example, private groups where anyone who's interested in learning more about you can join that and conversate with other people who may have already worked with you before, and you have a good, healthy ecosystem in there. So those are kind of I would say more organic ways. Obviously, networking can be either paid or organic, depending on the event that you're going to. Reputation management. So for those of you who have Progreda, oh my goodness, reputation management is included in your Progreda plan. So you can start sending out automated reviews to anyone who purchases a product or a service from you. Those are really quick and easy ways to generate sort of that reputation online. So that way, when someone does come across you, you can say, look at all these reviews that we have. And you can point them to whatever review site you want, whether it's Google reviews, Facebook, etc. etc. So that's another really easy way to start generating kind of that reputation to help you with leads, is reputation management inside of Progreda.
Pardon me. How do we sign up for that next webinar you're talking about in 2 weeks? How do we
Um,
sign up for that?
Mariah Carr, I would assume will start sending word about that in about a week. We'll send out another email to everyone and you can sign up that way.
Okay.
So I don't think
Yes,
we have
correct.
it yet. Okay, correct. Awesome. Yeah. I know it's going to be socials, but I gotta get the graphic out. And then we'll send it in another email. But it'll probably be the same URL path, but it will need to update what it's going to be about. This is actually going to be a 3-part series, by the way. So I did advertising today. We'll go through social, organic social the next time. And then the third one is going to be about networking, reputation management, events. We'll deep dive into that world. So that way we can overall kind of have a better understanding of lead gen capture and all the different avenues that we have at our fingertips.
So talk with the lead is different from what you are telling us now.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Talk with the lead ad. You know that talk with the lead. Do you get what I'm trying to tell you?
Are you saying like what I'm talking about today is gonna be
No,
different?
no, I'm talking about the ad. It captures the name and information. Talk with the lead. Do you know that one?
I
My
don't.
brother always send me something, but it says it capture the names and addresses so that you know who is there for your business. Yeah. And
Yep.
that advertisement, is it different from this one or it's all connected?
It's all connected. So inside of Progreda, you have that form
Okay.
fill option, that form creation option, and that's where you'll set up on the back end how what information you want to capture from your lead. You then will place that form in different areas. So you can place a form on that funnel or landing page that we saw in that video. You could place it inside of your ad. You could do a form, a Facebook form, and then map that over into Progreda. So wherever you decide, most of the time you'll probably do the form inside of Progreda. That's what's going to capture those leads.
Okay.
I have a quick question since you're familiar with Apollo. If I were to switch, because you know how Apollo allows you to get a database of people to email, okay? And I'm wondering if I were, first of all, I don't, does Apollo let you do the Facebook connections that you guys are doing with Progreda? I
No,
didn't notice that on there.
no.
Apollo
So
doesn't have that, huh?
No, Apollo's more of like just your cell trying to find lead database. So basically they use a third party. I forgot the name of the third party, but it scrapes a few thousand sites online. And it'll pull in leads that they feel like are, based on their
Right.
search really, qualifies them. So you find the list, you can, I believe through Apollo, depending on the plan you have, you might be able to just email them, but you don't have all the necessarily like nurture or anything. So what you could do is actually download and export that list, import it into Progreda, and then that's where you can start nurturing them with monthly newsletters, email
Oh,
sequences,
okay. So,
text sequences. So think of it as Progreda is a great way to say it's a way to capture, nurture, and close leads. So
so
go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No.
So that means, so on Progreda, would I be able to have access to a database of customers or no? That's only in Apollo.
Yeah, it would be only in Apollo. You
Okay.
can start to build out your own database and leads inside of Progreda as you start thinking about ways to capture information. So, like I said, advertising, social, networking, events,
Right.
blogs, websites, those kind of things. But it's not going to be a database where it'll just spit out leads to you.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? All right. I'm gonna take that as a no. All right, so if you haven't already, if you want to get the free SOP, basically it's a step-by-step guide on how to start an ads manager if you haven't already. Yeah, you're right, Willie. Progreda has a contact list. It's just not going to give you it's not going to pull from a database, kind of like Apollo does. So Apollo pulls from a third party that pulls in potential leads, where Progreda will pull in how you're capturing leads. So like I said, if you have ads going, you can capture leads, pull them into Progreda. If you have social and you tell people, hey, DM me the word start, you can pull those DMs and contact information inside of Progreda. If you put a post out there and you say, here, visit my website if you want to, if you're interested, and then there's a form on your website, you can pull all of those into Progreda. So you're the one that's basically telling Progreda, here's all the areas where I want to capture people's information, and then you're going to have a centralized hub of all those leads. Apollo gives you leads. Now, I don't really know how accurate it is. I've never had a ton of success with Apollo. I did try it out for a little bit, but I think it might just be different based on your industry. I'm not going to say much on Apollo. I don't have extensive knowledge and experience in that. We stopped using it. We do other forms to try and get better quality leads.
Well, I think I have an appointment with you tomorrow because I signed up for the
Great.
thing. So maybe we can talk a little bit more because I'm trying to decide if I want to switch to you guys. And I
Yeah,
might do that.
let's
So which
chat
one?
about it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll chat about it. But yeah, Apollo is very different from Willie from oh, okay. Yeah, Apollo is very different from Progreda. But yeah, so if y'all haven't already, again, I'm gonna throw in the link to book with me if you want to get that free SOP. So again, step-by-step instructions on how to create an ads manager if you don't have one, and how to create one if you already have an ads manager but you don't have an ad account. So you can book here with that link in the chat. And then what we're going to do from there is, if you don't have Progreda today, but you want to trial it out for 30 days, here's the link for that as well. And I'll follow up in an email with both of these links to everyone who came. So that way, if you didn't grab them here. Oh, and if you want to learn more about Progreda in general and what it can do and offer you, you can book with Rose. She's fantastic. She'll go over all the questions that you have about Progreda and its capabilities too. So 3 options. The first link is booking with me to get your free funnel and your step-by-step SOP, your guide for advertising. And then the second one is if you want a free 30-day trial. And then the third one is if you just want to learn more about Progreda and you don't have Progreda today, you can book a call with Rose.
If
Okay.
you put all your lists on the Progreda, do you still have control on it, or you doesn't? You don't.
Have control over your leads.
You have control over your lead. Okay.
Yep. So let's just say a lead comes in and they say stop, unsubscribe. You can D&D them inside of Progreda, so that way you don't accidentally continue to message them. Or let's say a lead comes in and they're like, I really want to call, or I really want you to email me, or I want to chat. You can call through Progreda. You can text, email, DM, Messenger, all of that. So you have control of how you communicate. Also, you have control of where they're at in the process and what they get from you. So a great example is you might have different avenues for a customer. So you might have one who comes in and you take them through that initial sales journey to try and close them. The communication that you're going to send them is going to be very different from someone who is already closed with you. But say you want to nurture someone who's already closed with you and you want to send out a monthly newsletter, you'd be able to do that inside of Progreda and nurture those contacts. Or let's just say someone stalls out or like ghosts you in between your sales journey with them and they never close, you never hear from them. But maybe you're like, you know what, I don't want to give up, but I also don't have time to call and email on my own. You can automate that inside of Progreda. So for those who stall out, you can set up a sequence that, emails and texts them every couple of days to remind them to do whatever you're trying to get them to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so full control.
Okay. I really need email list, but I don't know how to do it. So in case, supposing I have a form on my website and I'm trying to capture people to send it to Progreda, can I get the marketer to help me with the emails, or it has to be general thing before I can get the marketer to help me?
Yeah, absolutely. So Progreda's onboarding team would help you. And I believe Rose could probably confirm this, but I believe they come with certain automations already when they sign up. And okay, correct, yeah. But when you go through your onboarding, you can tell them like, hey, I am trying to do XYZ. So I have a website, I have a form, I'm trying to pull that in and send them communication. They're going to walk you through step by step and tell you what to do and guide you into that. So you're not alone with Progreda. They're really there to help and guide you.
Yeah, because my business is new and it's so hard for me to start from the beginning. I don't have a huge money, but I want to start from somewhere. And you still need help. But at times you don't get it. That's hard. So
Yeah, Progreda will give you a ton of help. So they have a very strong onboarding team to guide you, help you, get you where you need to go. So you'd be in great hands. If you don't have it already, you have 30 days free to trial it and go through the onboarding process during that 30 days. So it's not like, oh, sorry, you don't get anything during that 30 days. Nope, you'll get the exact same service that anybody would.
okay.
Okay. All
I
right.
see those.
Yeah, so it was a pleasure meeting everyone, getting to chat with everyone. Again, this is just step one, one avenue into generating leads. Come back in 2 weeks, and we'll talk about organic social and how to capture leads through those efforts. So I'll have communications sent here shortly for everyone to send the links out if you didn't grab them. But if not, it's in the chat and you can grab them.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a great night, a great weekend, and hopefully I'll see you all again in 2 weeks and we'll talk about organic social.
Okay.
Thank you, Megan.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
Morgan.
you, Ma. Yeah.
Not a problem.
So,
Bye.
bye.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you.
Huh? Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night.